I'm Pastor George Borghardt, and this is another Higher Things video short. Dating. And along with dating, the most common question asked me on this subject is, how far, Pastor, is too far with my boyfriend or girlfriend? Well, this is a subject about that which is given only into marriage, and you know what that is. I don't have to say that in the video. There's a place where the two become one flesh. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? That's that. That's for marriage. That's where that belongs. Outside of marriage, between unmarried people, that is called fornication. Now, while fornication sounds like a great southern word, fornication, it's not a fun word. And even if it was a fun word, it ends with you being burned. Now, that's that inside of marriage. What about other things? How far can I go with my boyfriend or girlfriend? I'm not going to give you a base that you can go to. Pastor Borghardt says first base is okay, but second base, definitely a no-go. You don't need my permission for that. You don't need law on that. And even if you had a law, you'd just break it. We should fear and love God so that we lead a sexually pure and decent life in what we say and do. Husbands and wives love and honor each other. That's the meaning of the second commandment in the Catechism. Lust here is the issue. That's the problem. It's the problem. It's the reason why we see how close to sin we can get and not get burned. It's the reason why the lines we draw with our significant other keep getting broken. You were bought with a price, says Jesus. The price of the very life of the Son of God. He died for you. He rose for you. He died and rose for your significant other too. You have been raised to life. All of you has been raised to life. And all of the life of your significant other. You weren't meant to give your body over to your passion. The how far is too far question is going to get you in trouble anyway. It doesn't work for Eve. It's not going to work for you. The Proverbs say, can a man have hot burning coals in his lap and not get burned? He's talking about this subject. He's talking about that. Hot burning coals in your lap always burn you. Now, all right, once things get going, it's hard to cool things down. I realize that. I'm not so old that I don't. And I also realize that young men are like freight trains, and a freight train's hard to stop. And young ladies are like Ferraris. A Ferrari can stop on a dime. And this isn't about hooking up or whatever you young whippersnappers call it nowadays. Doing a naughty thing because it feels good is wrong. And doing that which isn't given to you, or which is given only to marriage with someone you love outside of marriage is wrong too. It doesn't matter whether you love or not love the person. The commandment still says it's wrong. And if this doesn't work to curb your appetite for that, there's one thing that will definitely work. And that is, for you teenagers, the fourth commandment applies here. What would you do if her dad were in the room? You know, I'm all grown up, and that's scary for me, and I'm all grown up, and I am a dad. The answer is, you wouldn't do any of this. You wouldn't even ask the question if her dad was in the room. Hey, Dad, how far can I go with your daughter? Instead of all this law stuff, how great, how much, how far, whether you love each other or not, think about Jesus. Think about who you are and what he did for you. He gave his life for you, and you were bought with a price. Both of y'all were bought with a price to honor God with your bodies. If you love them, if they love you, you'll wait. If they love you and you love them, you'll wait. And if you can't wait, then you need to talk to their folks and your folks about marriage. That's what this place is for. Better to be married than to burn. So says St. Paul. And if you have gone to places where you shouldn't go and you're feeling the law, run back to Jesus. Back to your baptism. Jesus makes all things new. He makes you new too. Forgiven, washed, clean. That's who you are in Christ. The Lord doesn't remember what you've done. You shouldn't remember what you've done either. Set it aside. That's something to contemplate too when it comes to this subject. That which you do, you'll always remember, even if you try to forget it. The best you can do with it is to use it to not do it again. All of it's been washed clean by Jesus. All of it has been made new. And that's the answer to who and how far you should go. How far you should go with those you're dating? Well, you should contemplate Jesus and whose you are. You were bought with a price. You are baptized. Honor God with your body. I'm Pastor George Borghardt, and this has been another Higher Things video short.